Well, hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you all had an amazing Christmas, had an amazing new year. I'm really excited about this year. I'm really excited that this is my first video of 2020. I feel like I just want to have a little bit of a chat with you guys before I do actually get into this tutorial, because I have been away for a while. Things have been happening behind the scenes, which is very exciting. So I have been away for 3 weeks. 2 weeks of those I was just off. I was relaxing, I was enjoying my Christmas, my New Year's. I was spending time with Anthony and the pups and watching Netflix, watching all of the Netflix. But the last week, so I haven't taken 3 weeks off to do nothing. I took 2 weeks off to do nothing. And over the last week, I have had something really big going on. I cannot tell you guys what this is yet, because we are very much still in the process of getting it all like properly sorted. We've got legal things going on, but it's something that's like really exciting, and I cannot wait to tell you guys what I've been working on. I cannot wait to show you guys what I'm working on. It's not a makeup collab and it's not a makeup brand either, but what I will tell you is that I am about to be a co-owner in a business. This year is serious boss babe year. That is all I'm going to tell you right now, but you will be finding out very soon what is going on, what I have literally invested all of my money into, and I'm very excited to show you, tell you, give you all the deets. Yeah, this is like full on adulting at its finest. I think the only thing that I need to do now is buy a house, and then and I do also need to learn to drive. Yeah, I don't really want to ramble on like too much. I just wanted to like inform you guys of like what's been going on, like give you like a little snippet of information. And now I am going to get into the tutorial. I just wanted to sit down and play with this today and create sort of like a soft glam, pretty kind of wearable look with this palette. I know that a lot of you guys are really interested in this palette, and for good reason. It's absolutely stunning, and I'm really excited to show you guys how to get the look that I've done today. I'm excited to talk about these shadows and tell you what I think of this palette. The color story in this palette is absolutely stunning. I love it so much. This is like, I'm going to be wearing this a lot. I'm just going to say that. I will be wearing this a lot, especially in the run up to Valentine's Day. I feel like this is a perfect Valentine's Day look. I'm just going to get straight into the video. And yeah, I'm so excited to be back on YouTube, be filming again, be like getting back into my flow. And yeah, thank you guys for being patient. I hope that you enjoy this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you are new here. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Is this on? Oh, it's on. Well, hello. This is so weird. I am very excited that this is my first video of 2020, and obviously I had to do a tutorial with this little bad boy. I am obsessed, honestly obsessed. The packaging is just so stunning. I just love the whole kind of Barbie visuals and like Barbie theme of this palette. Like, it just, as soon as I saw this palette, I was like, that is so her. Anytime that AMREZY has collaborated with Anastasia Beverly Hills, the products have always been insane. So yeah, I was just very excited for this palette to arrive. The first shade that we're going to be going into in this gorgeous palette is this shade right here, which is called OG. I love how this is New York. I obviously cannot do a New York accent. Okay, so what we're going to do with that shade is just start applying that into the crease. I haven't got a lot on my brush. Obviously, we are going for a little bit more of a soft glam today, so I didn't really want to kind of load up that color. I am also using my insanely cute Barbie AMREZY mirror to do my makeup today. This color doesn't really need to be kind of super opaque and like packed in. It really is just kind of a soft transition. Okay, so this is what you should have so far, just kind of like a soft brown transition, you know. It doesn't need to be like super perfect or super pigmented or anything like that, so I did just use a tiny bit of color. And then we are going to be going into this gorgeous shade here, which is called Semsa. So this is like a very kind of dark, cool toned mauvey pink shade. I really like the fact that this is not just like a hot Barbie pink. I think that this is so pretty for your transition. We are just going to be laying that shade straight over the top of that brown, just like we've done on this eye here, and just kind of building up that pink in the crease. I am honestly just taking the tiniest bit of this shade. It's super pigmented. We don't want it to be like super pink in the crease. I do want this to be a little bit more of a soft glam. Can you see just how much pigment there is in that shade? Like, I had the smallest amount on the brush. I will also mention that these eyeshadows are blending like a dream as well. I'm really not needing to put a lot of work into this. They're just very soft and creamy. Now I'm going to build it up in the inner corner of my brow, as well as I pretty much always do with my eyeshadow. And then I am just going to pack a little bit more of that shade onto the outer corner as well, just really start building it up in this section. So I'm just taking my Morphe Jeffree Star sponge and I'm just going to pull that shadow upwards just to clean it all up. I love this trick so much. Ooh, it's like a little soft pink moment going on here. I'm now going to take my P. Louise base and we are going to be carving out our lid. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this onto the back of my hand. And to carve out the lid, I am going to be using my Zoeva 237 Detail Shader Brush. As always, best cut crease brush ever. So what I like to do is I like to just kind of do the cut crease first, just kind of lay that base on there, and then I neaten it up. Honestly, another reason why I really like having my lashes done is because I can kind of see how the look is going to turn out like halfway through the look, if that makes sense. Normally I find that whenever you're doing your eye makeup, you can't really see how it's going to turn out until you put the lashes on. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. The next shade that we're going to be using is quite possibly my favourite shade in the palette. Actually, I think I'm tied for two. So we're going to be using Barb. This is a very soft pastel kind of baby sparkly pink. I'm not going to be applying these shades damp, by the way. I really wanted to see how they would apply dry, like without any kind of glitter glue or anything like that. So we're not going to bring this all the way into the centre, because we are gonna put some other colors down as well. This applies beautifully, honestly. I love it. I love the way that it looks on the lid as well, because it has got like a very slight sort of pastel minty green tint to it as well. It's kind of like a duochrome. It's so gorgeous. I am very curious how these will apply wet, because they do apply very beautifully without the need for glitter glue. Before I do move on, one thing that I really wanted to point out about some of these shades in the palette is they do have a little bit of kind of crumbly sort of kickback to them. This isn't really something that bothers me with shimmery shades like this. The reason that you do get that kickback with super sparkly kind of shimmery shades like that is because you are getting so much sparkle and so much pigment when you lay it onto the lid. I would rather they were like creamy and just like a little bit crumbly rather than just being dry and super pressed into the pan, because then I just personally find them a little bit more unusable usable, whereas these are very creamy and very easy to work with. We are creating like a little bit of an ombre effect with the shimmers. So the next shade that I'm going to be dipping into is Cupcake. Cupcake is a little bit more on the lilac-y side. I think that this is such a nice transition between Barb and Rezi. Like, they honestly just all look amazing together. So then I am just kind of pressing that Cupcake shade over the edge of that Barb shade that we already laid down. And then hopefully you guys can see on the camera that this does have a little bit more of a lilac-y tint to it. It really complements the kind of greeny duochrome in the Barb colour. Obviously, like, green and purple looks so great together, so that just looks so pretty. I just really like how well thought out the colours are. I really think it's, as I said, it's so easy to create a look with this palette because all of the colours are so complementary, and oh, it's just so stunning. I could not do a tutorial and not use this stunning Reezy shade. This is, I honestly cannot even tell you guys how long I have been looking for a perfect hot pink shimmery eyeshadow. It sounds like something that would be really easy to find, but it's not. And as soon as I saw this palette and saw that it had this really stunning super shimmery hot pink in there, I was so excited, honestly. Just buzzing. So I am going to be dipping into that Reezy shade, and we are going to be applying that just in this section here. So we're kind of just making that Cupcake shade and then our outer crease just meet perfectly. Oh, it's so pretty. So then what I'm going to do is just take a little bit more of this Semsa shade and apply that back onto the outer crease just to blend all of this shimmer in. I'm going to kind of just do a little patting motion. So I do just want to darken up the outer corner a little bit just to add a little bit more depth. What I'm going to do is just take these two shades, so BK and Yugo, and just mix them together. And then I am just going to pack that on my outer corner using a Morphe M506. I'm not doing a kind of swirly blending motion, I'm kind of just patting. So I'm just patting that colour into place. I'm going to pop on a liner. I'm using my NYX Cosmetics Epic Ink eyeliner today. Obviously we are going for a little bit more of a soft glam today, so I don't want to do a big, like, heavy thick eyeliner. I'm actually going to start my eyeliner from kind of halfway across my lid, like around there. This just kind of gives a more kind of sultry, natural eyeliner. This is a little bit of a trick I picked up from Miss Kylie Jenner, actually. I think I really like how she does her eyeliner. She doesn't bring it all the way in. She kind of just puts it on the outer corner, and I think it always looks really cute. So I'm gonna do it. So let's do this. I can't talk when I'm doing my eyeliner. Boom, boom, boom. Oh my goodness, I've just realised that I have this product that Milk Makeup sent to me, and I haven't spoken about it on my channel yet, and I'm obsessed with it. So this is the Milk Makeup Vegan Milk Moisturizer. This underneath your makeup is so dreamy. It's so hydrating, like crazy hydrating. Oh my god, it feels amazing. I'm also putting on my lips as well because I can't be bothered to go and find a lip balm. Hopefully you guys can see on the camera how much of a dewy glow that is giving my skin. It just looks so hydrated. It looks like I have been drinking my 2 litres of water a day. I haven't, just so you know. I've been a bit lazy recently. So because my skin is a little bit more well behaved at the moment, I don't just want to like smother my skin in foundation. I just kind of want to look a little bit bronzed and glowy. So the first thing that I'm going to use on my skin today is the Drunk Elephant Bronzy Sunshine Drops. You have to try these. They are honestly one of my favorite products. One of my favorite products that I bought in 2019. I'm just absolutely obsessed with them. The way that you use these is I just take a tiny pump on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to take a little buffing brush and I'm going to just kind of stipple this in the areas of my face where I would usually bronze. This stuff is like crazy pigmented. You really don't need to be too heavy-handed with this. I just kind of like to pop it on my cheeks, maybe a little bit on my nose, and then I do also put a little bit on my forehead as well. And then I'm going to go in with the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. I have mentioned this product a few times on my channel. I absolutely love this stuff so much. Even if you're somebody that usually goes for like a heavy coverage, I still think that you would like this, because the way that I like to use this is I apply this and then I spot conceal. So if I've got any areas of my face where I feel like I need a bit more coverage, I will just apply more concealer in that area. But this just makes my skin look so fresh and so glowy, and I just kind of dot it all over my skin just to kind of distribute the coverage. And then I'm just going to buff that tinted moisturizer out. This is a concealer that I used to love, and I used to use this all the time, and then I have no idea why I stopped using it. I think I just probably started using other things, but I've rediscovered how much I love this concealer recently, and this is the Tarte Creaseless Concealer. This concealer for dry under eyes, or like under eyes that tend to crease a lot, is insane. I am going to take a flat concealer brush. This one is from P. Louise, and I'm going to apply the concealer with the brush. So I watched a video by Harush, who is such an incredible makeup artist. I watched her concealer and setting video tutorial, and she gives some amazing concealer and setting tips in that video. I will link it down below in the description box, but ever since I watched that video, I have been doing my concealer in the same way that she did in the video, and I've just found that my concealer sits so much better on my skin. And she does use a brush to apply her concealer, and I have honestly just kind of noticed how much more concealer I use when I use the applicator, and that is probably why my concealer tends to crease. Whereas now that I've been using a brush to apply my concealer, it does not crease even close to as much as it was before I started doing this. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just set my under eyes, and I'm going to be using an old favourite to do this today. This is the Huda Beauty setting powder in the shade Cupcake. I'm going to just re-dampen my beauty sponge. I'm going to make sure that my sponge is nice and damp before I dip it into the powder. And then I'm going to take a generous amount of powder on the sponge. And then I'm just going to press that powder onto my under eye. I don't know why powder applies so much nicer with a damp sponge, but it does. A damp sponge just does something to the powder. It stops it applying so kind of chalky, and it just, I don't know why it looks better, it just does. So then I'm just going to dust away the powder. I'm just using a very soft little fan brush to do this. This is the Monochromatic Bronzer Duo, and it's like a matte and a shimmer bronzer. I love this bronzer so much. I actually just mix the two together, and it just creates a really kind of perfect glowy bronzer. Bronze that forehead, girl. Try and make it look more like a forehead instead of a 5 head. I need to apply a little bit of blush. I'm kind of debating whether I want to use a pink. I have this one from Melt Cosmetics. This is in Boldy. I don't know if I can say that right. Honestly, I'm not cool enough to say this word properly. Boldy. I'm too British, I can't do it. So I'm going to use this Morphe E4. I'm honestly going to take the tiniest bit of this blush. As you guys can see, it is crazy pigmented. And I'm just going to kind of pat that on the apples of my cheeks. Honestly, I don't really want to go too crazy with my lower lash line. I really want to keep with the kind of soft glam. I'm going to use this little eye pencil from Tarte. This is the Fake Awake eye pencil. This is such an underrated makeup product. I feel like nobody ever talks about this anymore, and it's honestly one of my favorites. This is a kind of like a nude skin colored eye pencil, and this is amazing just for making your eyes appear a little bit brighter and a little bit more awake. And I will show you guys the difference between this eye and my other eye as well. Like, hopefully you guys can see that on the camera. So what I'm gonna do is dip into this shade right here called Semsa, and I'm just going to pull this along my lower lash line just using a little flat brush. This one is the Morphe M124. And for my inner corner, I'm going to be using this shade here called Anastasia. This is like a really, really pretty kind of rose gold shade. Oh, this is such a nice shade. It's like a perfect rose gold. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera. That is stunning. I think I found the perfect lip combination. I'm going to use this Morphe lip pencil in the shade Frenchie. This is like a perfect muted pink. And then for my lipstick, I am going to be using Creme Brulee from Kylie Cosmetics. And then I think I am just going to add a bit more of a pink lip pencil to it just to tone it down a little bit. So this one is the NYX Suede Lip Pencil in the shade Montreal. Okay, that is exactly the shade that I was going for, just like a soft, very like muted pink. I feel like this lip pencil just saved the day. Well, hello, I am back. I just changed out of my grey hoodie that had food stains on it, put this cute little bodysuit from Pretty Little Thing on. So yeah, this is the final completed look. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this tutorial and my first video of 2020. And yeah, I hope that you all have a great day, and I will see you on my next video.